Sure.
In 1977, we made the first plans for an overland tour through Africa. 37 years later, the dream became reality. We spent 4 years on the road, traveling through 5 continents. Our journey came to a sudden stop in Southeast Asia due to Corona. We have hit the road again, but nobody knows where and when our voyage will end. In the previous episode, we visited some beautiful nature in southern Laos. Because the gas springs of the pop-up roof of our camper van broke down, we were forced to stay in hotels. We started looking for a bike path. We continue our search for a replacement of the broken gas springs of the roof. We get in touch with Andy, a German who has a company in Laos. One of his employees will approach possible suppliers tomorrow. We go to the workshop of Mike Murphy, a 76-year-old Canadian who has lived in Laos for 35 years. Mike sent his Laotian wife into town to find gas springs, then spends 2 hours giving a monologue about his life in Laos. When his wife returns without gas springs, we decide to try a temporary solution with old gas springs that Mike still has lying around. It's an inefficient process with much discussion and little action, but at the end of the afternoon we have a solution. The 2 employees do nothing without very direct supervision, and with Mike you can see the years counting.
We have a temporal solution in place for the struts. This is the original one, so one was still good enough to leave it, and it's mounted in the original way. We found a shorter one in the workshop, but not the right size, so what we eventually did is mount that one in a different way, so not backward but forward, so that you need less length. Length was still not enough to be able to get it completely flat, so as you can see, we cannot move the roof up completely right now. I think it's about 10 centimeters missing, but still, if you look around, I can stand upright and we have a reasonable space for cooking and also for sleeping. The bed should fit. So that's good enough for the time being. Today we hope to get more information from them, from the staff of Andy. He was going to call around to find good sized gas springs. If we find some, we'll still replace them to have the original parts. Otherwise, this will probably survive until we are shipping the car.
We make a walk through Vientiane. We enter Talat Sao shopping mall, one of the typical shopping malls like you find in many places. Shops are small and relatively simple, but offer many different products. The Presidential Palace was opened in 1986 as a venue for government functions and ceremonies. The temple Wat Si Saket was built in 1820 near the royal palace in the center of town. It is one of the very few temples that survived the destruction that came with the Siamese armies that looted and burned the city in 1827. The cloister and sim have been turned into a museum housing thousands of Buddha images, the oldest ones being from the 16th century. Almost 7,000 of them are contained in niches in the galleries surrounding the cloister. We walk through the city center. There are not many attractions, but the center is cozy. The electricity supply in Vientiane is interesting. All cabling is above the ground and it seems as if a separate cable is led for each house.
Very
After an excellent vegetarian lunch buffet, we go to the Textile Museum in the afternoon. Weaving and dyeing are demonstrated, and Margriet can also weave a bit herself. While we are in the museum, a tropical downpour begins. The roof isn't fully waterproof, therefore the hostess needs to put down buckets. Finally, we get blue tea that turns purple when you throw in lemon. We replenish supplies at probably the best stocked but also the most expensive supermarket in Laos. Dan, Andy's co-worker, has not been able to find a better gas spring, so we will continue to make do with the solution already installed yesterday. We go to the Buddha Park. On the way, we want to personally thank Dan for searching for the gas springs, but his company has moved, so we can't find him.
We are visiting the Buddha Park just outside Vientiane with hundreds of Buddhas in all forms and shapes.
We drive to Vang Vieng, about 100 kilometers north of Vientiane. For a change, we are stopped by the police.
License, driving license.
Sure.
They want to see the driver's license and also check the insurance sticker.
Here you go.
Do they really think that we would come this far without a valid driver's license?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
A major part of the road is a brand new highway built by the Chinese. The highway is very quiet, but a new railway, also built by the Chinese, that runs from Vientiane to the Chinese border, has proved to be extremely important for this closure of rural Laos. In Vang Vieng are 3 campsites. The first is closed. We can't reach the second campsite because our car is too heavy for the bridge leading to it. The third campsite is open and beautifully situated between the Kars Mountains on the river.
Because now we don't clean because of the rain, every day raining. So if you want to stay, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And the toilet over there.
We decided to take the place. We are the first international travelers since 3 years or so. They're now cleaning up the toilets for us and doing some repairs. But the environment is great and the place itself, friendly people, this is absolutely good.
The emergency solution with a roof seems to be doing well for now. In the next episode we enjoy life in the Laosian countryside and continue our way north to Luang Prabang.